Hi, good morning. A little bit noisy. So anyways, to give you a quick update on what's going on, we've got a little bit of rain this morning. Today, right now, it's the high temperature of the day. It's about 59 right now. It's already dropped a couple degrees. Continually dropping throughout the day. Tonight we're going to see about 35 degrees, so it's going to be kind of chilly. In the yesterday, I moved the young chicks into the coop with the turkey. There's the turkey. But there's the young chicks. They're still under the light. They can get out. They got food. They got their water. We just moved them out so they can get acquainted with what's going on here. Get their feathers are on, so they're okay. It's not going to get cold enough to hurt them. I fed the chickens already this morning. They're cleaning up some cabbage leaves that we had there. The turkeys seem to like that. But everybody's out and everybody's running around. Gonna check the river. I did turn the units on this morning. We did have a little bit of rain last night, some rain this morning. The river is flowing fairly good. It's not excellent, but it's fairly good. I'll give you a shot downstream here. Everybody's standing here watching me. What are you guys doing, huh? What are you doing? After I got back last night, I started the units up when I was here last night just to check on things. Once I got back, we had a fire call, which is never a good thing, but wasn't terrible. The fire call was somebody smelled smoke somewhere. It was a combination department thing. It was in Lake Pleasant. We are on an automatic mutual aid with Lake Pleasant. So when they get called out, we get called out. We stand by the station and wait. So we waited we were probably there 45 minutes is all. It was unfounded. Somebody was burning brush, so it was not a major. Lake Pleasant handled it. We didn't even have to leave the station, so it was okay. We do that. That's what happens. We'd rather be standing around the station doing nothing than have something burned down. Because up where we're at, let's face it, if you lose a business, you lost the business forever, because they will never rebuild here, just because the revenue is not here. We are also on a mutual aid agreement with Indian Lake. Indian Lake's 25 miles north of us. Our numbers are up because we're on a mutual aid with them, because they had some issues in the beginning of the year, and we got called a lot. So we usually run about 45 to 60 calls a year. Right now we are at 47, if not 48. Lake Pleasant, on the other hand, runs 17 calls. So now with the automatic mutual aid, now their calls have tripled. They don't like that. And it's an inconvenience for them. But when it comes down to ensuring that you're going to get a grant for new equipment or whatever, they want to know call volume. And if you run 17 calls a year, they're not going to give you any money. They're going to say, no, you're good enough. So number volume of calls is one of the factors they look at when they award grants. It's a need thing. Uh, Indian Lake, interesting enough. One night I ran the tanker up there for a structure fire. When we left the station, it was 25 below. We took pumper or a pumper and manpower and the tanker, and off we went. Our temperature in the fire station itself it stays about 68 degrees. By the time we got to Indian Lake, to the scene of the fire, we were probably 25, 28 minutes before we got there, because you don't rush with 3,000 gallons of water sitting beside you or behind you, because it'll push you around. Pulled to the scene, backed up to dump the water into the portable tank. Everything was froze. We could not pump, we could not dump, we could not do anything with the tanker. So back to their station we went, tried to thaw out in their station. Their station was where everybody was coming to get water, and so the door was open and closed, and we could never get it warm enough to even think about thawing out. So we were dismissed and headed home. It took us 5 hours to thaw the tanker out once we got back to the department. No major damage to anything that frees up, because we got it in, got it warm enough before anything severe happened. One of the other things, we left the pumper there. The pumper has heaters around the pump, so that was always heating and circulating. They came back several hours after we returned. It was a 3-story house. There was 5 departments there. The house was completely gone, and it was just a bad scenario. That was because they came in, they built a big fire in the fireplace, and something happened. They woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and the wall was on fire. So that's unfortunate situation for them. Which brings us back to wood stove. We're going to go to, this year we're going to be seeing more usage of the wood stove simply because of the cost of fuel. One thing I cannot urge enough is for people to get their wood stoves checked, get the chimneys clean, and make sure that everything is proper. What happens when the temperature drops and it gets real cold, people generally overload the stove with fuel, open it up, get a rip-roaring fire going, get the good heat coming off of that, but also there may be a crack in that chimney pipe or something's not correctly installed, which will heat up the house or whatever's next to it and ignite it. You also have to remember during the winter time, it is drier in your homes and things dry out, especially with wood heat. So the wood is drier, therefore it's more tender. Tender meaning that it's more susceptible for ignition. So you're burning inside the house, and you are rip-roaring fire, and your exhaust temperatures are 1,000, 1,500 degrees. The new wood stoves that are out with the second burners in them that burn the combustion air that's left over after combustion, their exhaust temperatures are 300-400 degrees. Not anything that's going to do. The bad part about those is they take electricity to do that burn chamber, just to move air. Fantastic stoves, fantastic heating, fantastic efficiencies on ratings. So they're a great thing. It's a great stove. It will save you money. But make sure that if you buy a wood stove or you you are thinking about it, or you have a wood stove and you're going to run it this year for the first time in a long time, you make sure you're safe. Have somebody look at it, somebody who's certified and qualified to look at it to make sure that it's going to be okay. I'm not that guy. I don't certify wood stoves or chimneys, but there are companies out there that will come and look at them and make their recommendations. And hey, you may have to put a new chimney pipe in, and yes, it's going to be expensive, but burning your house down is also real expensive. So, be safe. Think about what you're going to do. All right, the other topic I had was we were discussing the eggs in the incubator. I took the rack off yesterday, the turner. Took a couple rotten eggs out of there. Got rid of them. We're at the point now where we've raised the humidity up in the incubator to near 75%. Because and lay the eggs flat onto the rack, because any day now we're going to start seeing chickens hatch. So we're looking forward to seeing that. That's why I moved the chicks out into the other coop, so that I had the incubator ready to go. So when these hatch, then we can put them right into there. This is going to be the end of the hatching season for me, simply because we're going into October. Temperatures are dropping down. The chicks need to be warm, and they need to stay warm. Wintertime is a struggle for them, because of the temperatures, because of the we're going to get snow, we're going to get freezing rain. It's going to be awful, but that's what we get. So this will be the final time this year. Now I probably will do some more in the spring, but again, we'll see. That just depends on what I feel like. And it depends on where our hens are. Obviously, we're going to be doing some processing of our layers, because especially the older ones, because they just do that. It's time to send them off to camp, because at 3 years old, the laying production drops drastically. Somebody wants some chickens, doesn't want to process, would like a few hens, just to roam around your yard or something, let me know. I'll give you a couple. But because I am selling eggs, that's what I do, that's how I generate the money to run everything else, I have to have production. So if they're not producing, then it's time to go, and that's their job. So one of the young chicks standing here watching me, they're doing fine. I've got one that I believe is I don't even see it. It's running around somewhere, probably under the trailer. But that is definitely a rooster, and it's a pretty rooster. So we'll have to make a determination whether we make a separate coop and keep them separate, and he can run his, and the other one could run his, or the other one is getting up there at age 2. He's pushing 3, so he may have to go away. Although he does a good job. So I hate to do it to him, just because he's halfway decent rooster. The other one seems like he might be a little aggressive, so he may have to go too. We don't know. And he is one of the young rooster is one of that we hatched out. So he's never been anywhere else. This is where he was hatched, where he's being raised. Right now they are about 12 weeks, 13 weeks old. We should start to see some egg production. These chickens should start laying at about 16 weeks. So we should start seeing something happening in the next month or so, and we'll find out. The young ones over here that are now moved from the brooder to actually the big brooder. They will take 16 to 18 weeks before they start. So we're looking at January before they would even start laying. So, and the ones in the brewer in the incubator now, how many ever we end up with out of that group will be shortly thereafter. So again, it's a wait and see game, and we don't even know how many roosters we're going to have, or how many that we really have out of the first batch. So once we get closer, we'll be able to tell. The males will come out because they're the ones that get all the coloration. The females are usually smaller and less bright. So rooster's crowing. So must be time. Got a couple. Just going to do a couple close-ups today, especially as the weather changes. If it's going to rain off and on like it looks like it's going to. I don't like to be outside in that kind of crappy weather when you don't have to be. A couple big things coming up this weekend. We've got an Apple Fest coming on Saturday. That's 10 to 4, I believe. We also have open house at the fire hall. Everybody is invited. You might even get a ride on a fire truck. Possibly, we're going to put people up in the bucket. You got to be 18 to do that. But it'll give you, put you at 75 feet. Also the fire tower that was erected in the village will be open for observation. You can go up and down it, check it out. A lot of things happening at Speculator. So hey, swing up, take a look. If you're around this area, we'll be more than happy at any time to give you a tour of the fire hall. But this is a special time going in. Next week is the fire safety week. So this is just kind of an introduction to that. We really push that this time of year. So hey, and we're always looking for volunteers. Our chief is taking a new job, so he's going to be leaving us. He's going to Rose City, Michigan. So those people there will end up with a fantastic firefighter. All right. So hopefully the sun is shining in your neighborhood, and you people have a fantastic day.